What's happening in Mexico's skies? Why is it that in the last 15 years, backgrounds?
Yo creo que el escepticismo es una parte normal en el ser humano.
I believe that skepticism is a normal part of human behavior. Many people don't believe in the existence of UFOs, and I think it depends on the simple habit of observing the sky.
Quien mira y pone sus ojos hacia arriba y empieza no a ver, sino a observar y dedica.
Those who look upwards and begin not only to see, but to observe, and dedicate time to this, will start to realize that there are presences. There are presences that have nothing to do with objects we normally see flying, like aeroplanes, helicopters, weather probes, balloons, etc.
Lo que a mí me ha llevado a volverme un vigilante.
One of the things that drove me to become a vigilante of the sky was my work as a professional architecture photographer.
Precisamente lo que es importante y lo que me ha llevado a hacer.
In particular, what was important was that it led me to take good pictures, and as a professional photographer, my knowledge of light and shadow makes a difference.
Es algo importante para poder ver a los objetos. ¿Cuál es la hora más adecuada?
It's a very important factor to be able to see the objects, knowing what time of day the light helps us, when the sun literally brings out the objects.
These irregularly shaped structures. This new chapter added new questions and mysterious elements to the world of ufology. Even the ufology experts can't explain these images. The objects are christened gusanos voladores, or flying worms, because of their appearance. They raise many questions. Where do they come from? What technology do they use? How can these structures appear and hover in the sky without any known flight mechanism? How can they contain and expel the number of spheres that have been filmed? A major step has been taken thanks once again to one of the vigilantes, engineer Arturo Robles Gil.
Esa mañana yo subí a la azotea, a pesar de que estaba muy nublado, subí a ver las condiciones climatológicas, cómo iban a estar para en la noche.
That morning, I went out onto the terrace, although it was very cloudy, to check the weather conditions because that night there was going to be a lunar eclipse, which is very important from a photographic point of view. At the time, in 2004, there were a number of people here repairing the building, and we all witnessed it. But I was the only one who looked up to the zenith. I don't even know why I did it, as I usually made general observations all around. But on that day, I remember that I turned my head completely upward, and I saw an object I couldn't identify. I saw a structure. At first sight, it looked like a mass, white and enormous.
Para dar una referencia en tamaño, probablemente estaría en el orden del tamaño.
To give you an idea of how large it was like two jets put together. It was huge.
Entonces, yo ya estaba.
At the time, I was already interested in phenomena discovered in the sky.
Ya tenía mi cámara de video. Tenía yo esta cámara de fotografías.
I had my video camera and tripod in hand, and I began to film the object.
Al hacer acercamientos con la cámara de video, me di cuenta que la estructura se movía, que no era una cosa que flotaba.
Moving closer with my video camera, I realized that the structure was moving, that it wasn't simply floating. It was twisting, writhing. It contracted and expanded. And when I saw that it was beginning to expel spheres, it was clear to me that something absolutely incredible was happening.
Entonces dije, bueno,
so I asked myself, what else can I do? I thought that photographs could be a tremendously important support, and so I took some. I remember that I took about 24 photographs.
The high-definition images that Gila obtained mark an important breakthrough in the study of these spectacular unidentified structures.
Y cuando yo las bajé a la computadora y vi que se trataba de una
When I
estructura que
downloaded the
estaba
photos to my
conformada
computer,
por
I realized that the structure appeared to be formed by thousands or hundreds of thousands of segments.
y que tenía esferas de colores perimetrales. Debo ser honesto.
It also
Primera
had colored
impresión
outer
vino
spheres.
a mi mente
I'll
la
be honest,
posibilidad que
at
se
first I
tratara
thought
de
it
un
might be a
enjambre
spectacular bunch of
espectacular
balloons.
de globos. Le hablé a Jaime Maussan, fui a su oficina.
I talked about it with
Él
Jaime
era una
Maussan.
ignorancia total
I went to his
de lo que
office,
yo había
and as soon as he
captado.
saw what I had filmed,
Cuando vio ese
without having the
material, me
slightest
dijo,
idea what it
"Arturo,
was, he said,
esto que tú
Arturo,
tomaste
what you've captured here is
sí es
absolutely spectacular.
No faltó la parte escéptica.
There were those who were skeptical, whose unfounded argument was that they could be balloons.
Para ello, Jaime Maussan llamó de inmediato a una persona que
So Jaime
muy
Maussan
conocida aquí en
immediately
la Ciudad de
phoned a very
México,
well-known
que
performer
arma
here in
los
Mexico City,
espectaculares
who
con
uses
globos
the
más
largest
grandes que
balloons
hay.
in production.
Llegó a la oficina, vio las imágenes digitales y dijo, estos no son globos. Dice,
When he arrived at the office and saw the images, he said, "These aren't balloons, and even if they were balloons, a structure like this would require at least 57,000 balloons, possibly more."
Y además, ¿cómo podrían armarse? ¿Cómo podría armarse esa estructura?
How could you possibly create a structure with 57,000 balloons without any gas escapes? And how could you let it fly upwards?
Y además, se requeriría un permiso especial porque una estructura de ese tamaño ya necesita permiso para estar flotando.
Furthermore, you'd need a special permit, because a structure of that size needs a permit to fly, especially because in that particular area it was very close to flight paths used by airplanes to turn into the airport.
Para mí, ese fue el parteaguas. Ese Ebony Madre.
To me, that was a breakthrough. The Mother Ibani, as I call it, the mothership.
The acronym IBANI stands in Spanish for Unidentified Aerial Biological Entity. And since Gila photographed them in high definition, sightings of IBANIs have been increasingly frequent.
Los movimientos de estos objetos son realmente muy orgánicos. O sea, a mí me
The
hace
movements
pensar en
of these
un ser vivo.
objects seems to be
¿Cómo se
organic.
mueve una serpiente o cómo se mueve una oruga? O cómo
They
se
remind
mueve
us
un
of a
gusano?
living being.
Bueno, es exactamente de la misma manera en que se mueven. ¿Por qué se mueven así? No lo sé. Quizá es su manera de navegar o de estar o de mantenerse.
Maybe this
o de
is how they
tener
maintain
estabilidad
stability in the
cielo.
sky.
Realmente no sé por qué se mueven de la misma manera que ocurre en la Tierra con estos organismos. Por lo tanto, los hemos considerado entidades biológicas.
We've called them unidentified aerial biological entities, or IBANI. And this biological
Y este
aspect
aspecto
is the most important
biológico
thing.
es lo más importante, porque se manifiestan como si estuvieran vivos.
They appear to be
Yo no sé
alive.
si lo están o no, pero
I don't know if
esa
they
es la
are or not,
sensación que te da
but that's the
cuando
sense you
tú ves
get
un
when you
video
see
de
them on
estos.
film.
Y sabemos que cuando se ve un
We
ebani,
do know that when we see an
después, días
IBANI,
subsecuentes se van a
we'll
estar
see
viendo
spheres afterwards,
lo cual
which
estaría
may show
demostrando
that there's
esta
some
posibilidad de
connection.
tesis.
These features become even more evident in the videos made by Arturo Robles Gil since then. The forms and behavior of these anomalous entities seem to be writing the most incredible chapter in the study of unidentified flying objects.
Un Ebony es una entidad de tipo
An
tubular.
IBANI is a tubular-type entity that is also elastic. It's capable of twisting and writhing movements. It can move vertically and horizontally. It doesn't need engines to fly. It doesn't make any noise. And it doesn't leave a wake.
Y que tienen un propósito perfectamente específico de su aparición, que por supuesto saben que yo los estoy observando e inclusive grabando. El propósito específico que tienen los Ebanis es de
The IBANIs appear to have a specific activity, expelling countless spheres into the atmosphere. On some occasions, they have moved from the place where they ordinarily appear and come towards this area. It's as if they wanted to be seen, to be observed with greater precision. Thanks to my work as a photographer, this has enabled me to create videos that I believe are without precedent, even on an international level.
The videos made by the vigilantes are just a small part of the large amount of footage showing the continuous activity of unidentified flying objects in the skies of our planet. The two most common questions are always the same, no matter where the phenomena are sighted. What are those objects in the sky? And should we be afraid of them? Giorgio Bongiovanni is one of the Italian scholars following the wave of sightings in Mexico very closely.
The claims of ordinary citizens, military personnel, astronauts and scientists, and the analyses performed on a remarkable amount of photographic and video materials, including the testimony of contactees, whose experience has been proven to be real after several years.
Ci dicono che probabilmente siamo visitati da esseri provenienti dal cosmo.
They all show that it's likely we're being visited by beings from space. They are passive, unaggressive visits, more concentrated in Latin America and in Mexico than in other parts of the world. But they occur all over the planet. This is happening in a period in which humanity is going through a difficult moment in its evolution. I believe that if clear, direct contact were to occur with these civilizations, it would lead to a truly profound Copernican revolution for us. I think that humanity could solve the serious problems in terms of social, political, economic, and environmental justice, which are causing us to risk self-destruction. It would definitely be a new impulse for science and religion. It would bring about the end of the dogmatisms and dangerous fanaticism at the basis of many of today's wars.
In fact, over many years of sightings, the UFO phenomenon has never been accompanied by any signs of aggression. One thing is certain, Mexico seems to play a central role in this saga that borders on science fiction. And the reason why is still a mystery. Perhaps the only clue is an ancient Mayan prophecy that tells of an encounter with the men of the stars. An encounter that would have begun in 1991 and may end in the year 2012. All we can do is wait, with our eyes on the heavens.